G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to DCS World with Mags, and welcome back to Normandy 1944 Alpha. So first things first, apologies a little bit for the way I sound, I'm still recovering. Anyways, today we're going to be taking a little bit of a look at the units and assets available on the Normandy 44 map, but both a close look to get a look at the details and in a little bit of a cinematic battle that I've put together for the end of this video, so you can see some of these units actually in action. So I guess the first thing to talk about is the level of detail on these vehicles. Considering that DCS World is primarily a flight simulator and you're not supposed to be seeing these vehicles outside of moving at somewhere in the vicinity of 300 kilometers an hour at least 200 meters into the sky, the level of detail on these ground units is actually really nice. And of course the units available in the assets portion of Normandy 1944 aren't just limited to tanks, it is the trucks, the jeeps, naval vessels, a whole assortment of vehicles, AAA. However, as much as I would like to show you them all on this particular video, not all of them are currently in-game, at least not all of the vehicles that are currently on the list on the DCS website. There are only a couple of the major vehicles missing. For example, the Jag Panther is currently not available to put up, at least not that I've been able to find anywhere. And I haven't had any luck finding any of the Bofors guns either, so it looks like they're not in-game. There is a couple of the other assets that are missing as well, but these are slowly being added at the moment. As I said, this is currently the alpha. It is currently still in heavy development and bug testing, although thankfully I haven't actually counted all that many bugs on the entirety of the Normandy 1944 map. There was one little glitch I discovered with the TP51 where for some reason the prop wouldn't render. It was strange. But besides that, everything else has worked pretty much flawlessly. And so we flick across to the armour of Germany, and once again, the detailing here is incredible considering the situations in which you are likely going to see this vehicle up close. And at the moment, Germany seems to have the widest selection of vehicles available, with the Allies mostly restricted to just the Shermans and the Cromwells for the moment. The Germans have fun toys like this. Now some of you will know the Bromberg from War Thunder, where it plays the role of a tank destroyer destroying, well, other tanks. Of course that's not what it was actually designed for in real life. Primarily this vehicle was designed to blow holes in bunkers, which thankfully the assets pack actually contains as well. There are a bunch of period bunkers that can be placed as well as other defensive assets to set up, occupied houses with infantry in them, hardened locations, checkpoints for roads that can all be placed, and if they're on the hostile side, they can all be destroyed as well. I've actually been rather amazed with the amount of little details that are floating around on this map. I'm not normally somebody who spends huge amounts of time in the mission editor. I like to download other people's missions and work on them, but today I've been working really heavily playing with the little assets here and there to see what I can put together, and there is some really nice stuff. Now I've gone over this map with a fine-tooth comb to see whether or not I can find anything that looks modern or out of place, from the tractors to the buildings to the cars on the roads, and honestly everything fits exactly as it should. The little details on the Panther here are absolutely fantastic. It's almost going to be a shame to have to bomb these when the time comes, I think. And so we're coming to the end of our little relaxing look at all of the units. Now, as I said, I haven't had time to go through all of the individual non-combat vehicles. There is hundreds of little pieces that range from just little wagons that are period appropriate to cars, jeeps, so on, support vehicles, non-combat stuff, as well as pretty much all the defensive assets you'll need to build Omaha Beach or Gold Beach or Juno Beach, depending on which beaches you want available for your mission creation. There is way too much to go through here, so instead, let's take the assets into battle and see how they look there. Anyways, ladies and gents, I'm going to end the talking, so I hope you enjoy.